Woo! Alright, I am back. My voice is back, my cough is gone, I feel loads better. Oh, why couldn't this happen much, much sooner? I'm back, every pony, and as my first reading back, I am bringing you the 9th chapter to Inverno in F minor. Now, there's been a lot of debate going on as to what to be done with Inverno. So now, hopefully with this chapter, we get an answer to that very question. Please enjoy. Inverno in F minor. Written by Cracked Inkwell. Chapter 9. What to do with Inverno in GB major. She had been listening to her citizens' concerns and disputes for almost an hour. She regularly did this in order to maintain and improve the empire that she ruled over. But Cadence was starting to get bored. It was her turn to listen to her subjects and to give advice, but so far, the concerns that the Crystal Ponies presented were so far only trivial matters, such as expanding the railroad to reach the Empire's borders, or asking her about bringing new forms of media to the city-state. About an hour in, Cadence called for a short recess. She had one every day in order for her to get something to drink before she continued. The palace staff fetched her routine cup of morning green tea and tray of flavorless cucumber sandwiches.
Your Highness, is it true?
Cadence snapped her attention to her newly appointed advisor, Penstroke. What?
Samba's child.
He said.
Is it true what the other princesses said about him? That he isn't a threat?
Oh, yes, it's true. Inverno isn't a danger to the Empire.
Are you sure, though?
The ruby stallion raised an eyebrow. Cadence took a quick sip of her cup before asking, What do you mean?
I mean that you and the prince have overthrown Sombra. The citizens of the Empire don't want anything to do with him, I know. But the revelation of the Inferno showing up, claiming to be his son, and therefore his heir, wouldn't that still mean that the colt should technically be one who's running things? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying by any stretch of imagination that that's the way it should be. I'm just going by simple logic here.
Inferno told us himself this morning that his father was going to teach him how to rule once he was old enough. But since he was never taught how, it would seem like a rather bad idea to have him take over without having any idea how to govern. Cadence's advisor nodded.
I see. But the Empire would need a clear statement in what your majesties are planning to do with him.
The Princess of Love downed the rest of her cup before responding. Firstly, for his safety, he'll remain within the palace while we'll have him educated. We need to keep him up to date, not only with the standards for Colt's age, but to catch up with Equestria's modern culture like what Luna has been undergoing. Secondly, since he still hasn't earned his cutie mark yet, we'll give him space to figure out what he wants to do with his life. My guess is that it's going to lean towards a musical cutie mark. As to the third, it's still unclear.
What is?
Her advisor inquired as he jotted down what the princess was saying. Inferno is an orphan, since his father is dead and his mother is never mentioned. I'm not sure if she's even alive, nor have any clue to her identity anyway. But if worst does come to worst, I'll speak with my husband with the option of Adopting Inverno. Penstroke dropped his pen and notepad.
Adoption?
Hear me out. Cadence cut off her advisor before the stallion could say anything further. I'm not exactly sold on this either, but at the given situation, it's a possibility. After all, both of us need time to consider Inverno's character, his likes and interests, and what he plans to do in the future. Who knows? Perhaps with the right guidance and the right level of kindness, perhaps Inverno could grow up to become a better pony than his father was.
So, how's Inverno behaving?
Shining asked the guards near the colt's room. They were the same guards who, ironically enough, had found the colt to begin with.
Oddly enough, sir,
Offense said.
he's been really quiet in there, and the only sound to come out of there is this photograph playing.
We even checked every once in a while to see if he's even in there.
Defense added.
The colt has hardly budged. He just sits right in front of the machine, staring off into space.
Really?
See for yourself.
They both said. With his magic, Shining opened the door, only to find a scene exactly as the guards had described. Inverno sat in front of the phonograph as it played out a most-trot melody.
Hey, you okay?
Shining asked, but the colt made no reply.
Kid, it's time for lunch. Hello?
Shining went over to him, finding the unicorn in the same hypnotic state as he had in the music room. Shining waved a hoof in front of the colt's face, but Inverno didn't even flinch. Shining took the needle off the record, and with the music stopped, Inverno was snapped out of his unusual state.
Huh? What is it?
Inverno asked. He looked up to Shining to find confusion on his face.
Weren't you listening?
Shining questioned.
I just said it's time for lunch.
He blinked.
It's lunchtime already?
Come on.
Shining started to trot out of the room until Inverno asked him an odd question.
Did you see it?
Shining stopped, turning to the young unicorn. He asked.
See what?
Inverno tilted his head.
You mean you didn't see it at all? It was so new, so detailed, and beautiful. Well, all of them were. Cadence's records show me places, ponies, and stories that I didn't know could exist. I think I've seen more than one heaven with these music playing things.
Okay then.
Shining said.
Maybe we can send for some more records for you to listen to.
Would you?
Inverno asked excitedly, nearly jumping in place.
I want to see more.
Inverno, you do know that you can only listen to records, right?
What? No, I wasn't talking about the records. I was talking about the music.
Now it was the prince's turn to look confused.
You do know you can't see music.
Yes, I can.
Inverno disagreed.
I've seen them act out a story. Other times, the music is like a painting in which something beautiful is revealed. They even talk sometimes, too.
Shining could only stare at the colt.
How about we just go and get some lunch?
Inverno rolled his eyes.
Fine, let's go and eat something then. And why are you looking at me like that? You must think that I'm crazy or something.
And that was Chapter 9 to Inverno in F minor, written by Cracked Inkwell. Every pony, it's safe to say that we didn't see this coming from Cadence. I mean, her plan is a good one to adopt Inverno, and her thoughts that with the proper guidance, he'll be a different pony than his father was. He'll grow up, well, for one, in better control of his magic when it comes to him getting angry. But for another, should he possibly become their adopted son and potentially the heir to the throne, then he'll rule with just as much kindness and love as Cadence in Shining Armor. He won't be a tyrant like his father. But at this moment, it's still unclear as to why he's there, aside from what we already know. The crystal ponies will fear him, hence why he's being kept in a castle while being educated. But just how much fear will they have of him once he actually steps hoof out into public? Another thing that we didn't see coming was the fact that Inverno can actually see music instead of just hearing it. Hence why Shining seems so confused. In fact, I'm a little confused myself, though I can't complain. It's kind of the same thing when I get a bit of inspiration for art since I'm a digital artist. I just look at something and I can see another form taking shape with it, so I act on it. Every pony, I do hope you've been enjoying these readings, and I thank you all for being patient with me while I was sick. It was pretty hard because I tried not to go out a lot, but it was really unavoidable at times. So, be it going out with my parents for errands, like going out to dinner or something, or going out yesterday for voting, I couldn't stay inside. But I made sure to get lots of bed rest and do everything I could to take care of myself so that I wouldn't get worse again. And it paid off. I thank you all for your messages of encouragement and oh my gosh, there's just nothing more I can say except thank you. I am Lotus Moon, and I want to wish you all a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night wherever you are, every pony. I hope you do look forward to the next chapter as it is in production. Good night.